Hello and welcome to my logs on how to use the gem editor for Soldiers Heroes of World War II, the predecessor to the standard Men of War. Here is the first mission of the Russian campaign. You can use F1, F2, and F3 like in the normal editor to swap between gameplay, the map editor, and the mission editor. Funnily enough, the mission editor is the only place you can actually get entities like humans and tanks. Alright, so first you're going to need a map to build on. This game doesn't allow you to make your own maps. You're better off just modifying one of the maps in the game. These training maps are kind of small. Funnily enough, they actually have their own maps for like background things. So I guess that means that those were actually rendered in-game. I have my own map that I made here from a multiplayer map. This one here. This is not actually in the game. Alright, I'm going to try to load that up. We're going to try just starting with so this gives you all sorts of things like, well, mainly just things to throw down for something, but nothing that actually interacts with the game. For that, you go over to the mission editor and go to entities. Here you can get humans and your vehicles like tanks, armored cars, standard vehicles. So we're just going to start with throwing down a standard light tank. They actually have standard BT-7s here, nicely enough. And I can actually get a crew to operate it. Let's see. Here we are. Some tank crew. You can select them, give them player types. But first of all, you need to assign these guys to their own breeds. Men of War does this automatically, but here you have to open this little menu here labeled breed. You can also do this in Men of War, but generally it's not necessary. It'll change the skin and everything. So you need to go ahead and find Russian tank man, and they'll be automatically fitted out with everything they need. Because if you don't do this, then they'll have nothing on their inventory. No guns, no grenades, no ammo. Alright, so I'm just going to put them in the tank. And I can use manual control to drive it around. But yeah, those are tanks. I can have them get out of the tank now, and that's how they work. Nice thing about using this as well is that it's a pro tip to have, if you're making a mission, it's better to have things that are related to the actual mission, like humans and tanks, to be part of the mission, not part of the map. Mainly so that you don't have to worry about selecting all this other scenery stuff like the boxes and the little roof tent things. But yeah, right now we kind of want to make our own mission. Generally, most Men of War missions will have their mission saved as 0.mi, which is what we're going to do here. So currently there is nothing here. Now I want this to be part of the English campaign, so we're going to start with, first off, I need to find a place to put the Englishmen.
6.5 hours later.
Here we'll be fine. So I'll pick a spot, and then I need to start slamming down units. Submachine gun crew. I should be able to find. These are Germans. I want some grenadiers. Let's see, you're going to want some... I don't know, I would have assumed there were going to be some English riflemen. Doesn't really matter. It only really matters once you get to the breed editor. Breed is what they call the human types, varying between different soldiers, like riflemen, submachine gun crews, machine gunners, and other such things. They call them by breed, which sounds kind of weird, I think. So these are riflemen. So we'll find infantry, hunter? I guess I'll just label them as submachine gun infantry as well as the other guys. The only true difference being they're going to be using rifles instead. Let's see these guys. You got Stens and stuff for them. Wait a second, let me go back at that. 24 rounds of ammo, that's not even a full magazine. You're under fueling your troops here, people. What the hell are you doing? Doesn't matter. Anyways, let's see. I would like to give these guys some rifles instead. That would be an inventory weapon. And I should be able to find... I should find a Lee Enfield Mark III. These are grease guns. This game actually does have something called the super gun. Funnily enough, for a game like this. Rifle. There's just something here labeled rifle. You just pick that up. That is a Mosin. I could give them M1 carbines, as much as I dislike that. One more thing that I never really noticed when I was doing this back then. First off, I'm going to move these aside. I remember that I can actually... You can actually change these guys from... It's a weird thing, control from AI to user will actually force them to run on limited amounts of resources, limited ammo, and so on. Here, I decided to go ahead and fit these guys over here out with M1 carbines and give them some ammo I duplicated from some German riflemen. They had 6 ammo apiece. 6 ammo per man. That is ridiculous. So we'll give him one round all. We'll give him one more check. Okay. Just make sure they have only 20 rounds each. And they're... What about if I load their guns first?
Eventually.
Their guns should all be loaded. they should still have exactly 20 rounds of ammo each. Good, and they do. Submachine gun crew. Not too sure what I'm going to do with them. For better or worse, I might just give them 32 rounds and then just have them get a free reload for their Sten. So they basically have a full mag already in their Sten, and then enough for another reload. This game seems to be quite weak when it comes to how much ammo they give you, which I guess makes a little bit of sense due to the fact that, well, these inventories are not very large, so you wouldn't have space for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. That would take up quite a bit of space in your inventory. Not to note the fact that you still need to keep like a 2x4 space available to see. And you still need space in your inventory to hold whatever other guns you have, lest you risk just having them drop their gun on the ground. It's a common practice whenever I play this game to just let them have a space for the size of their gun if they need to do something like mount on a vehicle or throw a grenade. Then they have the opportunity to put their gun away if they need to. Men of War fixes this by having it still takes up its slot while hitting into your hands. You can't just do the other thing. I'll come back when I finish giving these guys basically 64 rounds of ammo each. Alright, I just finished giving them their 64 rounds of ammo each, mainly a full mag, plus 32. I mainly just took all their ammo out, turned them to AI, had them reload and then unload in user mode, turned back to AI to grab more ammo out of thin air, and then put them back in the user. Quick and simple. I think I should be able to just have them put away their weapons with this button. Yes, yes I can. I can do the same here. Although one of the main reasons I wanted to do this was mainly so I could get tanks in this mission. Since the standard British campaign is kind of lacking in those.
12 o'clock midnight.
And now I just put them over here. But now comes the fun part. Now we have to save the mission. We'll try using save as. I have no idea if that worked. We'll try again, and I'll probably end up having to do this off camera. Turns out it saved, and it did not crash. I remember trying to do this before, and it did not work very well. I guess the ties are different now. Well, nonetheless, I'll probably cut that off for part 1 of my Soldiers Heroes of World War II editor logs, mainly just to show people how how Soldiers Heroes of World War II does it different from Men of War and Assault Squad 2. Alright. Goodbye then.